Yo guys, what's going on? Insanity coming back at you today with the vendor reset for January 27th, where if you're still looking for a LVOAC, well, you're in luck this week because you're going to be able to get one right in the terminal. Alright guys, and to start things off over down in the terminal, we're going to stop on over at the special equipment vendor, where you're going to be able to find a bunch of the named exotic weapons from Update 1.6. Buy them now in Update 1.5. We're going to start with the Liberator, 20% enemy armor damage, 21.7 base damage with Competent, Dominant, and Talented. This is definitely going to be one of the most sought after exotic assault rifles you can have in the game. The next one on the list, of course, is the Historian, where you're going to have 147% headshot damage with 73.8 thousand base damage with Prepared, Intense, and Harmful. The Valk, it's a sore spot in everyone's head right now over on the PTS, but definitely go ahead and pick one of these bad boys up with 31% critical hit damage, 18.4k base damage, Determined, Competent, and Responsive. And for those of you out there, I told you it was there, the LVOAC with 20% enemy armor damage, 21.3 base damage with Adept, Vicious, and Deadly. I would highly recommend maybe rolling Vicious or Adept off this roll depending on what you need. But there is one more thing lurking down at the bottom, and that is a sight. It is the C79 scope. You're going to be able to get yourself some crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and headshot damage. This is definitely worth the pickup if you want an LVOAC, a Pecan, Caduceus, Tenebrae, or a Warlord. And if you haven't noticed, all those except the LVOAC is an exotic weapon. Now, moving on over to the special equipment vendor, where you're going to find one thing about halfway down the list, and that's the small grip with red blueprint. It's going to give you a nice opportunity at crit hit damage with two other bonuses. Definitely go ahead and pick this little guy up. Don't miss out on it because it could definitely help you if you're trying to get your DPS up. Alright, the next stop is going to be right upstairs over in the security wing at the advanced weaponry vendor, where you can pick up my favorite gun over in the 1.6 PTS right now. The Nut Gun, the Pecan, is here. 14% damage to target out of cover with 20.2 thousand base damage. It rolls with Swift. It's going to roll with Destructive and Ferocious as well. The next thing on the list is the Cassidy with 300% stagger, 152,000 base damage, Responsive, Commanding, and Meticulous. The handgun right below that is the Centurion with 29.3 thousand base damage, Provident, Intense, and Expert. You definitely want to go ahead and try and pick some of these up because they are a lot better of a roll than what they were last week. And of course, once the official 1.6 launches, you're not going to be able to pick up any of these named items from any vendors anyway, because they're going to be part of exotic caches and basically just boss drops and rewards and stuff like that. The next stop we're going to go ahead and be heading on over to is the Grindhouse, where you're going to be able to pick up a Tyrant Suppressor, where you're going to be able to go ahead and put this thing on like the Centurion, maybe an MP5, something like that, and it rolls with amazing crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and headshot damage. Anyways, guys, that's the complete run of my main things for items of the week in this week's vendor reset. Like if you haven't, sub if you're new, and be on the lookout for more Division content coming soon. Peace.